हाँ ऐसे ही करेंगे, राइट। जो
यस
मुझे
सर।
ओनली एब्सेंटीज चाहिए, मेरे पास रहेगा कि कितने स्टूडेंट्स प्रेजेंट है, राइट। इट विल शोइंग 65 स्टूडेंट्स आर प्रेजेंट, right now. So 10 absentees will be there, right? So what are these 10 absentees? I will get from the CR, right?
Okay sir.
No, sharing is already there. Hmm. So this is your it's showing on your screen, right?
हाँ सर,
Yes
हाँ
sir.
सर।
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this subject is all about the basic mechanical engineering part ME 101 part B. Right? So I think production, mechanical and electrical students are there in this group, right?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर, हाँ सर।
So
Yes, sir.
as far as this subject is concerned, right? Uh, for mechanical production and automobile students is very important subject, right? For electrical students, right? Castings, right? Casting process and other things, materials, right? So your copper wirings will be there, right? Aluminum is there, right? For power transmissions, right? Turbines and generators will be there for the electricity productions, right? So what are the components for that? What is the material, right? So these are important as far as core branches are concerned. Civil, mechanical, and electrical branches. It is very important subject, right? If anybody is interested, core soft companies, right? Even there also the hardware for hardware manufacturing kind of thing. You should know the materials, right? So even Apple will recruit manufacturing engineers, right? For the chips and all these things, right? It's not like that. This subject is not important to us like that. So if you are from the mechanical background, so you should know these things. Even if you are recruited in the software companies, right? In hardware and software companies, right? Purely soft, it is I think no use. Syllabus, right? So this syllabus I have taken from your ordinance, right? That ordinance is already in DTU mail, DTU website, right? You can download, complete your syllabus for the first year, right? You will get there for the basic mechanical engineering part B, right? So chapter number 5, 6, 7 are of the part B, and 1, 2, 3, 4 is of part A, right? So books. Coming to the books, right? So these fives which are indicated in the ordinance, right? So I will refer first and third one, right? Manufacturing process by Kalpak Jain and workshop practices by Ajra Chaudhary, right? So first book, manufacturing processes by Kalpak Jain, I will give you soft copy, right, of this book. It is available with me, right? I will share you. Right? And Hazrat Chaudhary, you can purchase from the shop, right? It is easily available in any shop, right? Even in library, it is there. If you go library, right, you can have that book, right? So other books also you can refer it, right? Uh, if you compare the Kalpak Jain and Hazrat Chaudhary book, right? Uh, so author-wise, right? Kalpak Jain is a foreigner author, and Hazrat Chaudhary is an Indian author. Right? So in manufacturing process, all manufacturing process are given there and in detail, right? So in Hazrat Chaudhary, it is very lengthier one, right? Right? So first I will refer the manufacturing process by Kalpakjan and then Ajra Chaudhary. Right? Right. आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ
Yes,
सर, हाँ
sir.
सर, आ रही है।
Completely, sir.
सर आ रही
Yes,
आ
है।
रही
sir.
है।
आ रही है, sir.
आ रही है सर। ठीक है। So this is the syllabus, right? These are the books. Now in this class I will give the details about the chapters, right? What we are going to study, right? So 3 chapters are there, right? Chapter 5 is of materials, right? Any product, right? Whether it is a plastic product, whether it is a composite product, whether it is of steel product, cast iron product, right? 3 things are common, right? One is material, you required material, right? You have to go through the manufacturing process, right? And after that you have to check it whether it is okay or not okay, right? Materials, process and their inspection, right? So these 3 chapters, first chapter 5 is of materials, right? Chapter 6 is of manufacturing process and chapter 7 is of inspection and with the your instruments and gauges, right? So in chapter 5 materials, right? So if you see any automobile body or aerospace, right? Mostly they are made up of the cast iron, right? Ferrous materials or non-ferrous materials. Nowadays they are using composite materials, right?
स्लिप कट।
Something is coming. Ah. One minute. Hmm. Right. So right. So materials are classified, right? Ferrous materials, non-ferrous materials, right? In category of metals and metals and non-metals, right? Is a part of as a classified under materials, metals and non-metals. In metals, again they are classified ferrous metals, non-ferrous metals, right? Non-ferrous materials are of aluminum, right? Your brasses, bronze, or non-ferrous materials, and ferrous materials are cast iron, your plate carbon steel, alloy steels, right? These are the ferrous materials. And non-ferrous aluminum, again duraluminum is a alloy of your aluminum, right? Brass is nothing but the copper plus zinc, right? Again there are different types of brasses. We will see in the class, right? In another class, in chapter 5, right? Bronze is nothing but your copper and tin, right? Is alloy of copper and tin, right? So here is word alloy. What is mean by alloy? Right? It's a combination of two metals, right? Combination of two metals. So if you mix them two metals and allow to solidify after melting, alloy will form, right? So in uh, in actual, right, you will not get any metals in pure form, right? 100% pure form. Even in gold, right, you will get 99.99% purity, right? So there are advantages of alloys also, right? While mixing, right? After mixing, we will get the strength, right? then only it is possible to use that material, right? Even in gold case, if it is in pure form, right, you cannot give the shapes, right? It will deform easily, right? So to have a strength, we have to make the alloys, right? आवाज आ रही है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you
Sir.
fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Arya.
Yes, sir, are you?
Right, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Arya.
तो अलॉयज जो भी आपको प्रोडक्ट्स दिखते हैं, राइट, इन ऑल ऑटोमोबाइल्स, राइट, ऑल पार्ट्स आर अलॉयज, राइट, इज नॉट इन अ प्योर फॉर्म. Even in sheet metal is of the your car bodies is made of a sheet metal, right? That sheet is of your steel material, right? So it is again a alloy of steel, is an alloy of your ferrous plus your carbon, right? It's alloy of your iron and your carbon, right? So the alloy has importance, right? Again, alloys compositions, how much percent should be of ferrous, how much percent is of carbon. There is another diagram is there, that is called iron carbon diagram, right? So as far as this chapter is concerned, you have subject for the mechanical, right? Second year engineering, metals and materials, right? Sorry, engineering materials and metallurgy, right? Near about 10 to 20%, about 20% subject is from this book, right? So you have to refer again these details, right? Iron carbon diagram, it is not mentioned in chapter 5, right? But to differentiate cast iron and your steel, you should know about the iron carbon diagram, right? So by naked eye, you cannot say that this is a cast iron and this is a steel, right? Right. So you have to see the compositions of cast iron and steel, right? If carbon is about 2.1%, then it is steel. If it is lower than the 2.1%, it is a cast iron, right? So cast iron rate per kg is lower than your steel, that is a ferrous material, right? So if any person is selling you the ferrous material, if it is a cast iron, it is a lower price, and if it is a higher price, then it may be a steel, right? So you have to confirm it, right, by spectroscopy. That is called spectroscopy, right? So you will get the composition, and according to the composition, you can say that this is a steel, right? So it may have a higher price. Okay? So again, brasses, bronzes are different types of brasses and bronzes, right? So another term is cutting tool, right? So there are two words: cutting tools and machine tool, right? Machine tools means your machine. It is having some kinematics, right? And there will be some relative motions, right, between your tool and your workpiece, right? Just like a drilling machine is a machine tool, right? But drill is cutting tool. Right? Drill is a cutting tool that is used to create a tool. Yes. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. Sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So cutting
No,
tools
sir.
should have a higher strength than the workpiece. Then only you can say that is a cutting tool. Even is your hacksaw blade, right? You have to cut the material by hacksaw blade, right? So hacksaw blade is your cutting tool, right? And your workpiece may be a softer one, right? Then only you can tell that is a cutting tool, right? So cutting tool materials, right? There are different types of cutting tool materials, right? So in cutting tool materials, it should have a higher strength, right? Even in hot conditions, right? Suppose it's a furnace and you have to make the material in hot condition and you have to press it, right? So after heating, right, you have to use a cutting tool. That means at high temperature it should withstand, right? So that property should include in a cutting tool, right? So in cutting tool, another composition is there. Generally tungsten, your chromium, vanadium, right? These are the main constituent in the cutting tool materials, right? So we'll see different cutting tool materials are there, right? And if you see materials, na, each suppose cast iron is there, you will find a handbook for the cast iron, right? Steel, you will find the different handbook for ASME handbook will be there, right? So by seeing it is not confirmed. Even in metallurgist kind of thing, B metallurgy is there, na. Even they that guys when you show the broken part to analysis for the metallurgist, he will first thing he will do the spectroscopy, right? And he will find the compositions and he will fit the compositions in that books, right? So he will tell that this is the this material is this material. Now he will then he will compare that material to the proposed material in the drawings, right? So in that case he has to go through the handbooks, right? By naked eyes, by seeing only, he cannot tell the all the things, right? That's why handbooks are always be there, right? 1 minute, I think. Hmm. Yes, handbooks are there, right? Each and every material, right? For brushes, you'll find handbooks. Bronzes are for handbooks. Cutting tools are there for the handbooks, right? Next thing is super alloys, right? Super alloys generally used in aerospace industries, right? Because they are having turbines and all these things, right? Jet engines will be there, right? They are creating more power, so more heat will be get generated, right? So to have that property, right, they have made super alloys, right? Super alloys. Why a super alloys? Because they withstand at high temperature without any deformations in the part. Next one is the plastic, right? I think the T is missing here, right? Thermoplastics, thermostats, right? I think already you have studied it, thermoplastics and thermostats in 11th and 12th, right? So one is a biodegradable, another is not biodegradable, is having some properties, right? We will see in that class. So why generally plastics when we have to use the plastic material, right? So if you want different colors, right? Right? Any color is possible with the plastics, right? It is a non-corrosive, right? Right. So, but it is having a less strength compared to your steel, right? That is its drawback, right? Even biodegradation is one of the problem, right? In plastics, right? We'll see in the class. Next one is a composite materials, right? So in composite materials also we are using different two or more than two materials, right? We'll mix it and we'll have a composite material. So what is the difference between alloys and composite materials? So in composite materials, we are making artificially, right? The solidification will be artificially, right? In alloys, it is not the case, right? So
Sir,
yes,
सर मतलब ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि सिर्फ दो मेटल्स हैं, हमने उनको एक साथ कंबाइन कर दिया तो उनको भी कंपोजिट मटेरियल बोल सकते हैं अगर हमने आर्टिफिशियली करा हो
हाँ
तो।
हाँ, कंपोजिट बोल सकते हैं, राइट.
ठीक है सर।
Composite example is your cement concrete road, right?
ओ-
In that your cement is having there are two phases basically. One is a matrix phase and another is a dispersed phase. Right? Matrix phase is your cement, right? Cement is your matrix phase, and granules, sand particles are your dispersed phase.
सर
Yes.
सर जो केमिकल प्रोसेस से जो मटेरियल मिक्स्ड होते हैं तो उनको हम कॉम्पोजिट बोल सकते हैं।
तो उसका एक डेफिनेशन है, राइट. अगर आप जनरली अलॉयज जो है आपका जो ये है फेरस मटेरियल्स हैं, राइट, फेरस या नॉन फेरस, राइट, तो उसको आप जनरली ये अलॉयज बोलते हैं, राइट, क्योंकि उसमें
ठीक है
सॉलिडिफिकेशन आर्टिफिशियली नहीं कर सकते हैं, राइट.
ठीक है सर।
ठीक है. तो कॉम्पोजिट्स में आप आर्टिफिशियली कर सकते हैं, तभी आपको जो कॉम्पोजिट्स है ना, अभी आज के केस में कॉम्पोजिट ज्यादा यूज होते हैं इवन इन एरोस्पेस इंडस्ट्रीज, राइट. So you can have a different properties and any material you can use, right, for the
ओके
composite.
सर।
Even sugarcane powder you can use, right? Anything you can use. So this is all about the chapter 5. Next one is the chapter number 6. So this is you are related to your workshop practice lab, right? So there are different manufacturing process, right? So casting is a cast product is a
सर
product of your foundry lab, right?
सर
Yes.
सर ये स्क्रीन हैंग कर गई है, दिखा नहीं रहा चैप्टर 6।
मेरे यहाँ तो दिखा रहा
नहीं दिखा रहा।
नहीं दिखा रहा।
है.
नहीं दिखा रहा।
सर एक बार ऐप दोबारा ओपन कर लीजिए सर एक बार।
बोल लो यार।
एक मिनट मैं शेयरिंग स्टॉप करके फिर से ओपन कर देता हूँ, राइट.
वहीं अटका हुआ है।
हाँ, अब दिख रहा है.
हाँ सर,
यस
चैप्टर
सर।
5 में है।
हाँ, ठीक है. चैप्टर नंबर 6, राइट. चैप्टर
हाँ
नंबर 6. हाँ, अभी आ रहा है स्क्रीन पे.
यस सर आ रहा है।
हाँ सर, आ रहा है आ रहा है।
यस सर आ रहा है।
ठीक है. So this is all about the manufacturing process. It is associated with the your workshop lab, right? Workshop practice lab. So we will see casting processes, right? That is a product of your foundry lab, right? Welding process, welding lab is there, right? In foundry lab we will see only this green sand molds, right? But here we will see all the casting processes, right? Welding lab will see only arc welding, but here we'll see all other welding processes, right? Sheet metal and its operations. Sheet metal lab is there, right? So there we will create one means model of the sheets, right? It may be box, it may be a funnel, right? And here we'll see sheet metal, different types of sheet metals and their operations, right? Just like a drilling, right? You can do on the sheets, right? Drilling and bending and, right? So in sheet metal, right? If you bend any material, right? So you will, its length is increased, right? The outer portion will be your inner tensile forces are there, right? And inside the area there will be compressive forces, right? आप कोई भी रॉड ले लो, रॉड लेने के बाद बेंड करो उसको, बेंड करने के बाद आपको पता चलेगा कि ऊपर का जो है, ऊपर का लेयर है वो स्ट्रेचिंग हो रही है, राइट, और अंदर की जो एरिया है वो कंप्रेस हो रहा है, राइट. So again, if you bend at 90 degree, right, you cannot bend it, right? You cannot bend any material to 90 degree, right? So to have a 90 degree, right, you have to bend just like a 91 degree, then it will converted into a 90 degree, right? Because spring back effect is there, right? So there are different problems are there, right, for the each manufacturing process, right? For each manufacturing process, some defects are there, right? We have to study the defects also for each manufacturing process. Right? Another we will see introduction to machining processes. Machining process are turning, right? Turning, milling, shaping, drilling, and boring operations, right? So turning is nothing but the if you have a shaft, right, and if you turn it, right, so you will get reduced to the shaft. Suppose you are having a 25 diameter rod and you have to convert it into 20 right? So you have to remove 5 right? So by to do that one, right, you have to turn it, right? We'll see, right? So for the turning, you should have a lathe machine, milling machines is there, shaping machine is there, right? Drilling machine is there, boring you can make perform on drill machines, right? So we'll see in this chapter. So next topic is fabrication of large and small assemblies. Right? So there are three words are there, right? Mm, manufacturing, production, and fabrication. Right? Manufacturing and production, I already told you that there is no difference. Right? Production is used by the UK industries, right? European industries, and manufacturing word is being used for the by the US industries. Right? So as India is under the control of your UK, so mostly we will find the
Yes, sir.
BTech in production engineering, right? So there is no BTech in manufacturing like that we'll see in the any institute, right? So another word is a fabrication. Fabrications means is the thickness is higher, right? And we are assembling the product, right? Assembling means maybe with the permanent joint, right? Welding is a permanent joint, right? And your riveting, right? Riveting operation is your semi-permanent joint. Rivets means small rods will be there, right? Small rods will be there, and two. If suppose you have two plates, you want to join with rivets, right? So you have to create the holes between in plate 1 and plate 2. Put that plate one above and put the rivet in that one and press it, right? So if you go through the buses, right, mostly the below your seat one sheet is there, will be there of aluminium, right? So generally they are made with a riveting operation, right? If you break that plates, right, only rivets will tear off, right? जो रिवेट है वही ब्रेक हो जाएगा, right? शीट को कुछ नहीं होगा, right? So that is a सेमी परमानेंट जॉइंट. और जो नट बोल्ट्स हैं, नट बोल्ट्स में आपको कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा, ना नट खराब होगा, ना बोल्ट खराब होगा, ना पार्ट खराब होगा, right? So that is a not a permanent joint, right? So this is all about the chapter number 6. Right? यहाँ तक क्लियर है?
Right,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll see chapter number 7. In chapter number 7, we will see about the different instruments, right? Gauges, right? To measure it, right? So if you go through any industries, there are two departments are there, right? Quality assurance, right? Uh, in past, there is another different quality control. Nowadays, they are using the word quality assurance, QA, right? In previous, they are naming that department as a QC, quality control, right? So what is the difference between QC and QA? Right? QC means you are going to control it, right? Right? You are going to control, but control should be in the manufacturing process itself, right? It should not have a specific department that after making you will, right? You will control it. How to control it? You are not going to control it, right? You are just checking it, right? So nowadays they are using the word quality assurance. They only ensure that the product is okay or not okay with the help of instruments or gauges, right? So quality control should be in the manufacturing area, right? So suppose you are making a casting product, you have to melt the material, right? So temperature control is there, right? If you are pouring that molten metal, velocity control should be there. If you are making solidification, right, uniform solidification should be there, right? These are the all controlling factors, right? You have to control at the manufacturing level, not at the end after making the product, right? So they are using the word quality assurance. And what is mean by quality? So generally we are thinking that quality word is a qualitative thing, right? It is not a quantitative thing, right? But uh, to have a control, right, assurance, right, you should go through the means quantitative manner, right? There should be a limit, right? Upper limit, lower limit, and in that limit, that dimension should fit, right? Right. So any product cannot be made as exact, right? Exact dimension का कोई product नहीं होता है, it's same dimension का, right? It is having the limits, and in that limit itself, that product's dimensions should lie, right? So there are different standards, line standard, series standard, 1 year caliper, right? 1 year caliper, I think you have already studied in 11th, 12th, even before 10th also, it is there. I think so.
Yes, sir.
Height gauge is also, I think you have gone to height gauge, I don't know, but micrometer already you have studied, right? Micrometer, height gauges, comparator is different thing for you, right? So optical comparator is there, electrical comparators are there. Hello, any problem, any doubts?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, okay.
No, sir.
So next thing is the dial indicator and limit gauges, right? So limit gauges, there should be a limits, right? Upper limit, lower limit, right? So it will you suppose shaft is there, right? And shaft is of 55 25 mm, right? Plus minus zero point 0.5 micron, right? Or 5 microns, right? So plus minus 5 microns, you have to adjust in a gauges, right? Limit gauges, right? So if it is, it should, there will be two limit gauges, go gauge and no gauge. Go and no go gauge, right? So 25 plus 5 microns, 25 minus 5 microns, right? To have the two dimensions limits, you should have a two limit gauges, right? two limits are there, two limits, two gauges should be there, right? So you can make specific gauges also, right, for specific product, right? You fit that product, you will check all dimensions, right? Suppose one hole is there, right, and two patches are there, right? So all these things you collectively check it on the gauges, right, and ensure product is okay, right? So each dimension you need not to be checked in the gauges, right? If gauge is okay, and then part is going through that process, right? Part is okay, right? There is no need to check each dimensions, right? Then only productivity will increase, right? What is productivity? Output divided by input, right? So this is all about the your chapter number 7 and this thing, right? So marks distribution, right? Another thing is the mark distribution, right? So there will be 50% weightage is of part A and 50% weightage of part B, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I think Keshri sir already might have told you about the marks, right? Same pattern will be there for the part B also, right? I think
Yes, sir.
5 tests will be there, right? 1 innovative projects will be there, right? So 2 will be of your surprise test and 3 class tests are there, right?
Yes.
So again you have to create the classrooms. I will create that classrooms and you have to put that in the
सर
classrooms or
क्या
otherwise
वो क्लास टेस्ट कब होंगे?
yes.
क्लास टेस्ट का शेड्यूल कब है सर?
Schedule admin will give you, right? Generally it will be after 4 weeks
ओके
जनवरी
as
में
per
लिखा था सर
previous.
4 से 15
After 4 weeks it will be there, right? Right.
ओके यस सर
So I will inform you for the class test. I have to give the all details about the syllabus and where you have to from where you have to read it, right? For the
यस
surprise test, uh, I will take after the completion of your first chapter or before that one, right?
ओके
ओके सर
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Clear? कुछ doubt है इसमें?
आई डोंट थिंक नहीं है सर
सर
डाउट
आप सरप्राइज टेस्ट के दिन मतलब उसी दिन सरप्राइज देंगे या सर एक दिन पहले बता देंगे सर
पहले भाई
तो
सरप्राइज
भाई सरप्राइज का है फिर उसमें
सर हमारे लिए दोनों दिन बराबर ही सरप्राइज रहेगा
हाँ सरप्राइज का वर्ड ही सरप्राइज है ना, फिर सरप्राइज का मतलब क्या रहेगा?
सर बता देना कौन से महीने में लोगे।
यस
सर
सर
हाँ
फर्स्ट
हाँ सर
आफ्टर 4 वीक्स, आफ्टर 4 वीक्स।
ओके सर ओके
सर क्लास
यस
टेस्ट होगा कैसे?
Class test I will take it manually and you have to put in the classroom.
कॉलेज ओपन है
गूगल क्लासरूम पे आपको सेटअप करना पड़ेगा, राइट? तो गूगल क्लासरूम पे फिर प्रॉब्लम आएगा, इंश्योर कर लेना पूरे आपके पेजेस रखे हुए हैं, आपका रोल नंबर दिख रहा है, राइट? आपने कभी कभी फोटो लेते समय दिखेगा ही नहीं हो, राइट? बाद में जाके प्रॉब्लम आता है, राइट? फर्स्ट तो आपका जब रोल नाम से सेव करोगे तो वो लास्ट में दिखता है, फर्स्ट इट विल शो नंबर वाइज एंड देन आफ्टर दैट ये आपके नाम से शो
सर
करेगा।
सर आपकी गूगल क्लासरूम में सर डीटीयू की मेल आईडी मिलने के बाद ही रजिस्टर करें या पहले ही रजिस्टर कर लेंगे
क्लासरूम के लिए तो अभी टाइम है, राइट? आई विल
यस सर
कर लेता हूँ ड्यूटी की, इसमें ही करूंगा मैं क्लासरूम पे, क्योंकि इट इज हैविंग सम फैसिलिटीज, राइट, टू चेक
यस सर
ऑल दिस थिंग्स, अरेंज ऑल दिस थिंग्स, राइट? अगर पर्सनली करूंगा तो उसमें थोड़ा सा टाइम लगता है, टाइम वेस्टेजेस है।
यस सर
तो वो रहेगा।
सर
तो मुझे मुझे अभी बुक्स भी देना है, राइट? कल तक जनता बुक्स में शेयर करूंगा, राइट? तो पहले
पीडीएफ शेयर
वो
करेंगे
बीएमई पार्ट बी का व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना दो, राइट? उसी पे शेयर करूंगा, राइट।
ठीक है सर, बना देंगे सर।
हाँ बना दो, क्योंकि बाद में इतना सारा डाटा हो जाएगा, उसमें कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे कब दिया था क्या दिया
यस सर। सर तो क्लास एग्जिट कर दे सर अभी।
सर ये जो
था।
आपने
अटेंडेंस
दो
अटेंडेंस को क्या करोगे?
सर ले लिया,
सर वो
स्क्रीनशॉट ले
सौरभ ले
लिया
ले।
सर।
ले लो। कोई मत जाओ,
ओके
उसको
सर।
लेने दो अभी अटेंडेंस।
सर
सर ले लिया सर, मैंने ले लिया अटेंडेंस का स्क्रीनशॉट।
स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया, ठीक है।
यस सर। ओके, थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू।
सर।
थैंक यू सर।
राइट सर।